But I love you. I'm giving you a big hug right now. Okay, like she said, this is going to be part 2 of Sister Hale's message. She grabbed my scriptures and ran away with them last night, and I was going, Lord. And the Lord said, well, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word be established. Okay, I said, Lord, they're going to call me Sister Echo. But I have never spoke this anywhere before. You are my first audience. I don't know if I'll do well. It doesn't matter if I do well. What matters is if you get the message. I'm reading from 2 Kings. And the woman conceived and bare a son at that season that Elisha had said unto her, according to the time of life. And when the child was grown, it fell on the day that he went out with his father to the reapers. And he said to his father, my head, my head. And he said to the lad, carry him to his mother. And when he had taken him and brought him to his mother, he sat on her knees till noon and then died. My subject is, don't bury that baby. My subject is, don't bury that baby. Now, this lady, I can imagine how this lady felt. I really can. Because she dreamed for years of rocking the baby and singing to him and cuddling him and tickling his toes. But now her husband was old, and time had taken its toll, and her hopes for motherhood had fled. Then along comes Elisha, God's prophet. She's built a little special guest room for him, and she's been so kind that he wants to do something in return. So he asked his servant and said, what could we do for this lady? He said, well, she doesn't have a child. So Elisha called her and promised her that she'd have a son. Ouch! That hit a sore spot. Please, sir, don't tease me. She begged, but sure enough, it was no joke. She had a bouncing baby boy, her lifetime dream. Oh, the joyous months rolled by, and I'm sure she spoiled him like we all do. Then suddenly, her child is dead. Did she call the mortuary? Did she start planning his funeral? Oh, no, not on your life. Don't bury my baby. I'm going to the prophet. He promised me this child, and everything's going to be all right. Well, when she reached the prophet, Elisha, he gave his staff to his servant, and he said, you run on ahead, and you put the staff on the child's face, and I'll be there right away. So Gehazi, the servant, came back to meet them and said, he's still dead. Don't bury my baby. So Elisha found the child lifeless, but when he prayed, the coldness of death disappeared. That kid started turning pink. He sneezed 7 times. He opened his eyes. He's alive. He's not in a casket. He's not in a cemetery. He's alive. All because a mother refused to bury her baby. I told you when I was here before about my daughter's wreck. Both of my daughters were in this horrible wreck. They hit a tree, the tree like 6 inches going halfway through the car, on the side of my baby, my youngest, my 14-year-old. Took her to the hospital. She was on 9 machines keeping her alive. No brain response. Don't bury my baby. You may say she's brain dead, but don't bury my baby. I talked to God. 14 days later, she came completely conscious, completely out of that coma. She had real long hair. They'd gone and braided it, and pigtails were everywhere. On the end of each one of them was a rubber band. She woke up, she saw one of those rubber bands, thought it was a bug. She was scared to death of bugs. She jumped out of that bed, pulled the riggings out, feeding tube, everything, went everywhere. And when she graduated college, when she graduated high school, she was in 1 percentage of the top on these score things in the United States. When she graduated from college, they sent her on a business law test. She scored first. She won first in the state of Oklahoma. They sent her to Anaheim, California. She won second in the United States of America. Don't bury my baby. A Gentile, a social dog, an outcast. She was locked outside the commonwealth of Israel, but she had a need. She had a dream. Her dream was that her possessed daughter would be delivered. Maybe the daughter was a self-mutilator. I don't know. Maybe she banged her head against the wall. Maybe she ranted. Maybe she cast herself into the fire. Whatever, she was grievously vexed. Send her away, Lord, coaxed his disciples. She's bothering us. Anyway, remember this. I want you to remember this. There was a sign up. No Gentiles. Lady, can't you see that sign? No Gentiles? Yes, Lord, I know I'm a dog. I know I don't deserve anything, but the dogs get the crumbs from under the table. Just a crumb, please, Lord. Just a crumb. Okay, lady. For those words in your faith, you're going to get it. Have your dream. So God reached around the sign of no Gentiles to this lady to give her her dream. She refused to bury her dream. And when she went home, she found her daughter peacefully laying on the bed or sitting in the chair or whatever she's doing. The evil spirits gone.
Jesus. Hallelujah.